Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Lorena and I'm an astrologer, and with this video I'm starting a new series called Learn Astrology, where we basically dive into the basics of astrology and how to read a birth chart. So you will learn what a chart is and how you can go about reading your own, but also reading the charts of your friends and so on. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure that you subscribe so you're notified when I release new content, and if you have any questions about anything that we covered today, feel free to post them in the comment section down below. So without any further ado, let's get started. So first of all, there are multiple types of astrology and house systems, but for reference, I will be discussing tropical Western astrology with the Placidus house system. This one is more commonly used in Western astrology and also practiced by modern astrologers, but there's also other house systems like pole sign, equal house systems, and there's also other astrology systems like the sidereal astrology and Uranian astrology, which are all accurate based on what interpretation style you have, but for the purpose of the series, we're only going to cover tropical astrology. So to generate your birth chart, go to horoscopes.astro-seek.com, and on that page you will have to enter your birth data, the birth date, location, and time, which are all relevant to generate an accurate chart. I see other people using astro.com as well, and that is a really good tool as well, but I find that for beginners especially and advanced readers like myself, Horoscopes Astro-Seek can be quite a good one, and it has really good connections to all the types of charts. After you click generate chart, you will see a drawing that looks like a circle. So this is going to be your birth chart, a snapshot of the planets at the moment of your birth. It represents an energy imprint in your life, so it shows what you're likely going to be interested in, to desire from life, but it can also show things like personal needs, challenges, and your soul purpose. What the birth chart does not show, however, is your character, and this is a very big misinterpretation in astrology, because you probably have seen, red flags if you have that zodiac sign, or red flags if you have that other sign. Of course, that is not accurate, because in the birth chart, it doesn't matter if you're a good or a bad person, because that depends on your character and the decisions that you're making. The birth chart, however, will show what interests you're going to have and also how you will behave if you embody the higher or the more negative frequencies in life. Now, finally, let's get into the fun stuff. So you may notice that your chart kind of looks like a clock. It is made out of three main components, and namely, they're going to be 1, the planets, 2, the zodiac signs, and 3, the houses. The planets are going to be represented by the little symbols across the chart. So every planet will speak about a different part of your personality or a different aspect of your life. So for example, the moon, which looks like this symbol over here, is going to represent your emotions, your emotional needs, your internal world, and how you process things on the inside. But it can also represent your relationship with maternal figures and how you were nurtured when you were little. On the other hand, Mercury, which looks like this, is going to represent your communication style, how your mind works, how do you think, how do your logical conscious processes work within your brain. Now that we've understood what the planets are, let's look at the second component, which is going to be the zodiac signs. The zodiac signs are going to be represented by the symbols on the outer side of the wheel, and they're going to give some color to the planets. Every single planet of yours will fall in a zodiac sign, so that zodiac sign is going to explain the manner in which that planet will behave. So for example, let's say that you have your Mercury in Aries. Mercury is communication, and Aries is all about fire, impulsivity, leadership. Aries likes to move quickly, likes to take charge of things. So as such, your mind is going to be super quick. Sometimes you're not even going to like waiting for others to finish their sentences because you're going to be so fired up about the response they want to give that you're just going to jump in with your response. So that, for example, is a trait of Mercury in Aries. But if you have a Mercury in Taurus, which is the zodiac sign of security and stability, you're going to think very practically before you give a response. That is because everything that you say and every decision that you make logically needs to have a strong foundation where you're sure that what you're saying is right or what you're doing is right. So this is an example of how two different Mercury signs can differ and how two people are thinking and processing information. The third component, and probably the most important one, are going to be the houses. So the houses are represented by the numbered sections ranging from 1 to 12, and they all represent different areas of your life. Now, the houses are very important because they define your actual chart based on your time and location of birth. So let me explain that for a little bit. So if you are born in the same day, on the same year, in the same month as someone else, you probably have the same zodiac sign placement. So let's say you have your sun in Aquarius, your moon in Capricorn, your Mercury in Aquarius, and so on and so forth. So that makes you very similar to that person person, but you may still say that you and a person that were born the same day have so many different life interests and life paths. And that is because the time and the location that you were born actually gives the positions of the houses. So for example, you may have all of those Aquarius placements in your second house, whilst another person may have them in their fifth house, which makes your life interests so much different. Now, as I mentioned, the houses are going to represent where the planets are coming up the most. Where are they going to behave? So if you have houses that are populated by a lot of planets, those are going to be areas of life where you're going to thrive, or where you're going to have a lot of activity, where you're going to have a lot of interest as well. Or on the contrary, you may have some challenges that you need to overcome. Empty houses are going to be areas of life where you may or may not have challenges, you may or may not get into, but there's no really pressure from your soul to learn things over there. So for example, the second house is the house of finances and possessions. If you have an empty house, it doesn't mean you're not going to have money. It doesn't mean that you can't be a millionaire. It doesn't mean that you can be a billionaire. It just means that there aren't any particular lessons for you over there. So yeah, when we analyze a birth chart, we're interested on a very first basic level, where do the planets fall, what zodiac sign are they in, and what house are they in. So for example, let's say a person is going to have the moon in Aries and in the third house. Aries is the zodiac sign of passion, leadership, independence. The moon represents emotional needs. The third house is the house of conscious thinking, communication, mental stimulation, and connections with the local communities. Brothers, siblings, and extended family as well, but we're not really getting into that at the moment. So this combination of placements would mean that a person will have emotional needs of independence, to lead, not to be controlled by others, and also to experience mental stimulation, to form connections with the people around them, and also maybe to act nurturingly towards the people within their community and their extended family. So for example, I had a couple of customers that adopted their siblings with the moon in the third house. Obviously, if you have this placement, it doesn't mean that you're going to have to adopt your sibling, but it does mean that you may act more nurturingly towards them. This is an example of how we interpret things, but in the next video, we are going to cover more in depth what the planets means, and then we're going to get even deeper into the zodiac signs and the houses. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments section down below. In this video, we scratch only the surface of personal astrology and learning what it is. If you like to dig deeper though, then the materials available on my page and become an astrologer, check out the Astrologer Academy. Once in, you receive access to hours of recorded content, explanations, and examples to get you to learn all that you need to practice astrology. Upon completion, you will take an exam, which you need to pass in order to receive your diploma. So if you want to learn a new profession today and practice the most innovative self-reflection tool, check out the link in the description box, or you can go directly to astro-lorena.teachable.com. Again, that is astro-lorena.teachable.com. So thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe so you catch the next video on this series where we go through the meanings of the planets in the birth chart. Until then, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.